Hey, what's up you guys? It's Bjorn from Jurassic Park Triops again, and today we are at the 180 liter tank, the Triops Sanctuary tank. And as you can see, it is stocked now. We have some beautiful red cherry shrimps, about four or five, I think five Otocinclus fishies to clean up the scape a bit. We want to get some extra in the near future, but we want to make sure that the tank would get a little bit more cycled. It is cycled already because I use some old media, I use some extra Bacter potion in the substrate, um, and it has a larger canister filter beneath it. Let me show you guys if that's possible. Yeah, I guess you guys can see it, and well, it is almost cycled in already, I think. I also used some used substrate as well. This all helps a little bit with cycling the tank in the beginning. And as you can see, the plants have grown quite a lot already. In the back, these beautiful plants have been growing above the wood already. I did replace the cardamine from the front of the tank to the back a little bit because it was kind of starting to creep over the scape already, and these plants were not visible anymore, so that was kind of, a little bit like, oh, I couldn't see these anymore, but they definitely have been growing, so beautiful. And I actually have some really good news. About three or four of the cherry shrimps are actually buried right now. So they are carrying eggs beneath their skirts, and they are constantly paddling with their swimmerets. So that's a good sign. They are pregnant, so we're gonna have quite a lot of new shrimp babies in the near future. I'm really wondering how that's gonna work out with the neon tetra. My girlfriend Janneke and her mother was like, "Hey, maybe we should add some little fishies as well to the tank that can be compatible with the cherry shrimps." And they were like, maybe neon tetra because those are really beautiful fishies. And I definitely agreed on that because I really like neon tetras. They are like kind of a common fish, I guess. Like most people have them, I guess, or had them in their at least once. And well, they are a really beautiful little schooling fishy, and I definitely like them. Not the big mouths. These are really like the small versions of the tetras. You can also get cardinal tetras, but I was told that these guys get a lot bigger. So I went for the neon tetras, the smaller version. Let's take a look in the scape, guys. What are all the animals up to? I also think that the shop I got my cherry shrimp from also sold me an Amanoshrimp, but I don't mind it because they are like twice the price of a cherry shrimp, so I didn't mind to get some free Amanoshrimps instead of some cherry shrimps. Um, and as you can see, most of the shrimps are chilling and hiding near this big Anubias over here. And definitely the Otocinclus are just swimming around. Um, oh, just wants to show himself a little bit, or herself. Not completely sure if it's a girl or a boy, but definitely most of the shrimp. This is like one of their favorite spots. They really like to hide beneath the little plants over here, and that's why I got the cryptocoryons, because actually, like when they get new sprouts or new shoots, these are great hiding spaces for your little shrimp. Look at that. Huh. Yeah, I really like this tank now. It has been settling like for 2 to 3 weeks now, I guess. And with all the old media added, it definitely cycled in way more quicker than when I would use only new stuff. I also added like a lot of floating plants. Like half of the tank is covered with floating plants right now already. So yeah, these definitely have been growing a lot. Really happy with that as well. And in the back we have some Rotalas SP green, and these are beautiful as well. Really have been developing and growing towards the light. Not, I'm not gonna trim them yet because I actually want them to be a little bit longer than the Java fern over here, the Windelof version. Oh, over there we have some beautiful red shrimps. I think those are the most reddest ones. Oh, this is the pregnant one as well. That's fun. Well, I can't zoom in that much anymore, but you can see over here. Let me see. Over here, there are eggs beneath her undercarriage. So that's definitely a pregnant red female shrimp, and there's another female with the large skirt. And I think she is going to carry eggs very soon as well. So really happy with the tank. My thought on this tank was like, let's cycle it in for several months with like a tiny livestock in it. This is quite a large tank, so it is definitely not overstocked yet, but that's actually the plan. Otocinclus are probably not gonna breed inside this tank. Well, I guess maybe not. And the neon tetra, I think as well that they would not breed inside this tank. I'm not completely sure because I have been like doing research on if I could keep these with shrimp and stuff and with triops. That's like just a guess though. I haven't kept triops with neon tetras before, but I think they are pretty fine because well, a triops is like 4 or 5 times the size of a neon tetra, but it might be possible that some more aggressive trial species might be actually going on a hunt for some neon tetras now and then. I'm not completely sure, but we will find out in the future. Um, but I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. Because you know, traps are not that aggressive, I guess, and if you feed them enough, they just can get a little bit more on the lazy side, and they won't actually attack your other animals. Like they haven't been attacking my Amanoshrimp, they haven't been attacking the Otocinclus, they haven't been attacking the Ancestors pleco. So I don't think there is too much problems with keeping these fishes and trouts together, but you do need to mind the amount of space in the tank, of course, because you can't have like a lot of fish and a lot of shrimp inside the tank and add some trouts as well, because trouts actually do produce quite a lot of waste, and they are totally fine with being in dirty water, but these other creatures are not completely fine with being in dirty water. Like shrimp have quite some requirements, the otocinclus have quite some requirements, and I think for the neon tetras that is kind of the same thing as well. I have been like with all these creatures, when I was searching for some guides or anything, I would always get like stability, maintain stability. So I was like, okay, that's definitely a big point. So, but I think it's fine because it is actually quite a large tank. It is a 45-gallon tank slash 180 liters tank, so it's quite a large tank, and most of the creatures in this tank don't have that much of a big bioload yet. Maybe in the neon tetras because it is like a little school. I thought we had about 30 of them, 30, and we have 5 otocinclus and about 40 shrimp. But the shrimp, I was told that they actually don't have that much of a biological footprint inside such a large volume of a tank. But what I was hoping for is to breed them a little bit, because I also like to have a lot of these little red cherry shrimps with the triops as well. And what I would like to see is the albino triop species inside this tank, because they have a red orange color as well. And I think that would blend in pretty nicely with the red shrimp, because we would have like red slash pinkish shrimp, and we would get some red pinkish triops as well. And what I was planning to do is maybe add some more red plants as well. I don't know. I just really like the color red inside the aquarium as well. And we're gonna see in the future what we're going to make, because I actually left quite some space like unplanted, like not worked out yet. This corner, for example, is quite open still, and I actually wanted to change this, but I wanted to introduce some Bucephalandra species to the lower grounds, far away from the light so they don't get too much light and grow too much algae on them. We have an open spot over here as well, and another open spot over here, and another one over here. So there are quite some spots that I wanted to fill up with Bucephalandras, but unfortunately Bucephalandras are quite expensive, so I was just waiting for a good moment to buy them. Usually I just save up a little bit and buy quite a lot of them all at once, because you know, ordering 1 or 2 plants is just not worth it with the shipment costs and stuff. So usually we just save some money and drive to a store and just buy quite a lot of them all at once. It's easier, I guess, and it's fun because you can kind of get, I don't know, I always get this like this unboxing feel where you can just unbox your own present. Kinda. And yeah, and then it's time to plant all the nice plants. Really nice experience always for me, I guess. I just really like to do that. And my plan was to like remove the stones, add some Bucephalandras to them, and add some clay sticks to the ground beneath the rocks, just to make sure that the Bucephalandras are able to root well inside the substrate as well. In my other tanks, I have been putting the Bucephalandras a little bit more on the hardscape, like large rocks and the large pieces of wood. But this tank was more, you know, I kind of wanted to have like a lot of plants. Like I really like to see like a lot of plants with all the shrimps, like on each stage of all the little, you know, levels of the plants, like this, for example. I don't know. It's like a 4-story building, you know. There, it's just fun to watch. I don't know. I kind of like this. So that's why I wanted to have these plants like growing up a little bit higher till here or something. Then I'm gonna cut them off and add them in front of these, just to make sure that this little bush is gonna thicken a little bit and gonna push a little bit more forward. I do want to leave the piece of wood like uncovered, so I'm going to keep the alternanthera or something a little bit shorter over here, like a little red bush. Um, and yeah, we're gonna see how this scape is going to develop in the future. I might be able, or I might even be removing some parts maybe in the future and replace it for maybe even cooler hardscape or something. I just don't know yet. It is like a work in progress for me. Most people actually just scape their tank once, but I like to leave open spaces so you can add some things in the future as well. Like for example, like when I go to a store, I always find some pieces of wood that I haven't seen before. So I would be like, oh, I really like that neat piece of wood, and it would fit so greatly in this current scape. And I was like, oh, now I don't have any space left, so I can't use it. So I need to use it in my next scape. So this time I just kind of left some open spaces so I can actually add some stuff in the near future as well. So we're going to see how that's going to work out as well. I also added a little filter on this side just to make sure that I would get a little bit more current, and it's working out pretty well. I actually get a nice circling effect over here, so it's definitely cycling the tank really well. Well, not cycling like biological, but you know, like there is a nice current inside the tank, and I think the fish enjoy it as well. There was an interesting occurrence yesterday evening. This corner is kind of like the outflow is kind of diagonal. I don't know how it's pronounced. Diagonally placed towards like the middle of the tank. So this is kind of like a little dead corner. And what happens? Like tiny little crustacean creatures or something. It's like really tiny creatures. I don't know how they are called. It's like similar to Daphnia, but even smaller. They kind of get propelled towards the surface and they kind of fall down in the corners where these little neon tetras are usually hunting. The little tiny particles floating around here. And it kind of became like a little hunting spot over here. Really fun place. And interesting behavior to watch, actually. I think they are going to hunt again. Yes, they definitely are. Look at that. For some reason, these tiny creatures just fall out of the current over here, and what the neon tetras are doing is just basically picking them up. And the other guys are over here, and they are going to join, I guess. Didn't see too much schooling behavior yet, but they definitely stay in groups in this side of the tank. But they also split up into groups sometimes, and sometimes some of them are actually alone. No, I don't know why, but some of them kind of stay excluded sometimes. It's like they got excluded from the group or something. Think that has something to do with hierarchy or something. Not completely sure. So that's about it, guys. We had a look at the 180 liter tank. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I might add another video today as well. Not completely sure yet, but I might add it later. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to watch. Feel free to stay tuned and watch the next upcoming videos about the 180 liter tank. We are going to add traps in the near future as well, and we will hatch them inside some floating hatcheries that we will float up here at the surface of the big tank, and then we're going to release them when they are at a proper size, because I don't want them to be eaten by the neon tetras. So we cannot hatch them inside this tank. But we're going to take a look at that in the future as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. Goodbye.